exposure. Test now, test regularly. Learn where to get a test kit at michigan.gov/radon. Sponsored by Eagle and MAB.
19 News at 6 and 11, weeknights on WZMQ.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, struggling with credit card debt, Washington is taking aim at sky-high interest rates and late fees that cost Americans billions each year. Plus, a major showdown in Congress over funding for Homeland Security, with some lawmakers continuing to target ICE operations. And with these cold temperatures comes a risk to the pipes in your home. We'll hear some advice on how to keep them from freezing. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Kelly, good evening. Throughout your forecast, I think these next couple, maybe 3 days are what I've been dreading the most.
Yeah, Kevin, it's going to be a little bit rough just because it can be very dangerous with all the very cold conditions. And we have a blizzard warning that's also in effect for Houghton and Keweenaw counties. That is until Friday at 4 a.m. So a little bit longer of a duration of a blizzard warning. The biggest impact with this will be visibility, blowing snow around. So please be careful if you're up that way driving. Wind chill values right now are well below zero, -20 for us into Marquette. It's going to get even colder. We'll talk about the weekend as a whole, especially the cold, in just a few minutes.
Kelly, thank you very much. From grocery bills to rent payments, Americans say every dollar matters. And now there's growing momentum to rein in what critics call predatory credit card fees. Estimates suggest consumers are paying billions of dollars each year in late fees and interest. Both parties in Washington are looking to address the issue. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon is live tonight with more. Brendan, good evening.
Hey there, Kevin. Good evening to you. That's right. President Donald Trump is urging Congress to cap credit card interest rates at 10% for 1 year, while some Democrats in the Senate are looking at a more permanent solution for credit card late fees. They're two different approaches, both with the same goal of padding the pockets of consumers and family budgets.
I'm asking Congress to cap credit card interest rates at 10% for 1 year.
As President Trump pitches a cap on credit card interest rates, some Democrats in Congress also cracking down on big banks, but instead targeting late fees, which cost consumers roughly $14 billion annually. Senate Democrats have introduced the Credit Card Fairness Act, led by Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman. It would turn a previous Consumer Financial Protection Bureau rule, locking in an $8 cap on late fees, into law. It's a rule that was blocked after a legal challenge from the banking industry. Fetterman says big banks profiteering off people by charging $41 for a single late credit card payment is absolutely wrong. This legislation will protect hardworking Americans from predatory fees, and I'll work with anyone to get this over the finish line.
Interest rates are the amount of interest you're going to pay on the balance that you are carrying. Right now, many credit card companies, it's 20, 25, sometimes even 30%, and that can really spiral out of control for consumers. A late fee is a lot simpler in that it's usually standardized for the company, but they are trying to impose that on you for a reason. They want you to pay on time.
Consumer finance expert at cardrates.com, Bobby Rebell, says the president's request of a temporary cap on credit card interest rates would likely deliver more relief in the short term. However, she urges card owners, especially those carrying a balance, to be cautious.
Maybe you're going to get some temporary relief, but what will be the consequence for you? You might not be as incentivized to pay off your balance as quickly, and you also might not have credit available to you when you want it the way it is now.
And Kevin, pressure is building here in Washington to provide some type of financial relief for consumers about 9 months or so ahead of those crucial 2026 midterm elections, where the economy will be a major factor in determining who controls Congress for the second half of President Trump's second term. Reporting live on Capitol Hill for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Kevin, back to you.
Brendan, thank you very much. In a 220 to 207 vote, the House passed a bill to fund the Department of Homeland Security. The bill received a lot of scrutiny from Democrats as they tried to rein in funding for ICE. Our other Washington, D.C. correspondent, Rachel Knapp, now joins us live from the Capitol. Rachel, good evening to you. What can you tell us?
Good evening, Kevin. So a handful of Democrats joined Republicans in passing that DHS funding vote, but many Democrats were very vocal about funding for ICE, especially following some of their tactics and operations out in Minnesota, which has just grabbed the national attention. But Democrats acknowledge that there are some reforms in this DHS bill regarding ICE, but they say it's not enough. During floor debate for the last remaining funding bills for a handful of departments and agencies, funding for the Department of Homeland Security was the main point of division, especially over ICE. Democrats who called for a separate vote on the DHS funding bill see this as an opportunity to rein in ICE following the recent ICE operations in Minneapolis. Tensions have increased after a woman was shot and killed by an ICE officer earlier this month.
ICE has operated with brutality, terrorizing our constituents, abducting our neighbors, and violently assaulting lawful residents who have done nothing but had the misfortune of crossing ICE's path on their way home from work.
The House Appropriations Ranking Member says many of the Democrats' proposals, like preventing U.S. citizens from being detained or deported, or preventing non-ICE personnel from conducting interior enforcement, are not included in this bill. But she says it's not a total loss for the Democrats. The bill reduces funding for ICE by $115 million, essentially keeping the agency's budget flat, and reduces the number of detention beds.
These are good provisions, and I am glad they are in this bill. But it's clear that more must be done.
But ICE is not the only thing the DHS bill funds. The chairman of the House Appropriations Committee says the bill enhances border security, TSA, and millions in community projects requested by House and Senate members. Part of that funding would go towards Erie, Pennsylvania's Emergency Operations Command Center, which aims to help provide disaster relief response and operations.
The right thing to do here is to fund the people that protect America, that defend our borders, that help us in times of disaster, and yes, who find criminals who have come into the country illegally, committed crimes, and make sure they're expelled. That makes America safer and better and more secure.
And Kevin, just about an hour ago, the House also passed additional appropriations bills for departments of transportation, housing, urban development, defense, and other agencies related to that. So now the House has passed all 12 big appropriations bills. They've sent them over to the Senate. The Senate should be able to pick them up and finalize them ahead of the January 30th deadline to avert a government shutdown. Kevin, back to you.
Rachel, thank you very much as always. With the sub-zero weather comes a host of problems for homeowners. Anytime the temperatures are below 20 degrees, frozen pipes are a major concern. We spoke to a local plumbing contractor who says letting the faucet drip is a good idea. Although it may slightly increase your water bill, it's minor compared to the expense and hassle of replacing frozen or burst pipes.
Obviously, running water is less prone to freeze than standing water or still water. So even turning your sink or your shower on for a few minutes, or if you're going to be gone from your house for quite a while, to just leave the faucet dripping a little bit.
Berman recommends letting your faucets drip anytime you're away from home for more than 4 hours and overnight. She also says to keep the cabinet doors under your sink open to circulate air around those pipes. Your first warning weather forecast is after the break. Plus, in this week's Medical Minute, we'll hear about the best ways to recover from an injury. We'll be right back.
It's time to clear out the showroom for Kirkish Furniture's January clearance sale. Find year-end savings in every department all month long. Furniture, mattresses, appliances, and flooring. Shop Kirkish Furniture's January clearance sale while supplies last.
New CBS March 4th.
This is a pursuit for greatness.
It is an arena, and we are gladiators. I'm going home.
Wow. There's strategy, suspense, sudden death.
Let's hope I don't mess this up, America.
And there's $1 million at stake.
America's Culinary Cup. New series CBS Wednesday, March 4th.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
When you have a Medicare partner you trust, life gets lighter.
Housebreak?
You know it.
Put a spring in your step. Health Spring.
Watch 19 News and Weather on YouTube. Just search and subscribe. WZMQ 19 News is always available for streaming 24/7, and it's free. Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
At Shunk's and Marquette, we have 2 stores to shop. Our clearance center is more than a clearance center. It's a complete new store with everyday low prices on Ashley furniture. More living room groups, more reclining sofas, reclining love seats, and recliners. There's a large selection of bedroom and dining room furniture and low prices on mattresses every day. This Ashley Zero wall recliner is just $2.99 at Shunk's. This Ashley 6-piece dining room set's only $9.89 at Shunk's. And take 12 months to pay with no interest. Shop Shunk's and Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
Welcome back. We are experiencing some extremes in the wintertime. Very dangerous cold temperatures, and now we have a blizzard warning going on. It's not so much heavy snow when it comes to blizzard warning, but that has to do with an extended period of time of reduced visibility from blowing all that snow around. So the blizzard warning for Houghton and Keweenaw counties continues until 4 a.m. This means that blizzard and whiteout conditions are expected during this time. And even if you're not in that winter weather advisory, just to the south of that. So if you do need to be traveling at all during this time, please just be careful because visibility is probably very reduced, and it will be throughout 4 a.m. Wider picture here though, the snow is staying pretty well behaved. A lot of it is actually over the water right now, so we'll keep an eye on the snow itself. But again, with a blizzard warning, it's not so much the snow component as it is that extended period of time of reduced visibility, and also those winds likely going to be about 35 mile per hour wind gusts. So here are the lake effect snow bands that will hang around in that area of the blizzard warning for the rest of tonight, and then it does start to taper off. It stays out towards Munising and out towards Newberry. That's for the majority of your Saturday morning, and then we finally see some of that lifting, and then the snow really starts to taper off. But just watch out for that. Again, it's not really so much of the snow, maybe about 1 inch to 3 inches during the rest of the duration of that blizzard warning. For us locally, maybe about 1/4 inch of snow. And then throughout now until Saturday afternoon, yeah, we may get 4 or 5 inches up that way, but that's over a longer period of time in the aspect of snow. And now we're going to be talking about cold. I'm sure you've been seeing stuff about exploding trees. I just wanted to say what happens here is the water or the sap that's in the trees, when these really cold temperatures like we're experiencing right now, the pressure builds up and the tree gets really stressed out and can't handle the expansion of it, and it makes a really loud crack. We don't have trees just exploding. There's no lightning associated with it. So you've probably seen something on social media or heard about it. So just wanted to talk about that, and that is because the extreme cold. This is for wind chills well below zero, about 35 below zero. We have that still into effect until Saturday morning. Right now, the wind chills, especially out towards Ironwood, are at about -40. It will get even colder too by a few more degrees here for tomorrow morning. So continue to do what you're hopefully doing already, dressing in lots of layers, covering that exposed skin, because remember, it can take about 2 to 5 minutes for these types of cold conditions for frostbite to start to kick in, and especially if you're maybe a little older, a little younger, or just have any sort of health risk, it can all around be pretty dangerous. So watch out for yourself, listen to your body, check up on others. That's really the best thing we can do, taking it day by day here. We will see some of those recovering temperatures once we clear tomorrow, looking at a high temperature for tomorrow in the negatives, and it's not till the weekend we get some of that sunshine back, and then we'll see those temperatures steady out into the teens.
Kelly, thank you very much. In our continuing partnership with OSF Healthcare, we're getting some insight on the best ways you can get back on your feet after a physical injury. Here's this week's edition of Medical Minute. Dr. Whitmarsh, we all know it can be a little tough coming back from an injury and getting back in shape. What are some things people can keep in mind or should keep in mind when trying to get their body ready to go?
Yeah, I find that that's one of the most challenging things for people is after you're injured, how do you fill that gap between physical therapy and going to the gym, right? One of the greatest things we can recommend is taking your time, really focusing on a slow, consistent progression, making sure that you're not jumping into things too quickly, because that's when we often will re-injure ourselves.
All right, and when it comes to physical therapy, when do you think it's time to maybe get a referral?
Anytime that pain or stiffness is continuing to limit you beyond, let's say, a 2-week period, and you can't get back to doing those things that you love, like running or hiking or hunting, those are the times to really reach out to your doctor and get a referral to come and see us so that we can help you get back to those things in a strategic manner.
All right. Anything else you think people should know if they're dealing with any sort of these issues?
Really just focus on progress over perfection. You don't have to be striving for the moon, but just a slow, steady pace is great. And you know, the 80-20-20 rule is always something good to go by, where if 80% of the time you're sticking to your program, then you're usually pretty good.
All right, good advice. Dr. Whitmarsh, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Coming up next on your 19 News, applications are now open for college programs helping solve cold cases with Michigan State Police. We'll hear how it could benefit NMU. We're back in 2 minutes.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show.
Charlie Ray!
You just renewed your wedding vows?
If you are going to take the rocky steps, you got to give them something to look at.
And NBA player Kyle Kuzma.
So earrings giving me all the energy I need to blinging.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 4 on WZMQ CBS. Followed by the Kelly Clarkson Show at 5 and 19 News at 6.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Even if you've tried before and were unsuccessful in getting rid of your timeshare, call today and see if we can help. We offer a complete 100% unconditional client satisfaction guarantee. Make this completely free call and learn how we can help you legally put an end to your timeshare nightmare once and for all. You have nothing to lose, so call right now to qualify and receive a free consultation. You can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, but you've got to call now. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
At Big Valley Ford in Ewan, we're more than just a dealership. We're your hometown partner in finding the perfect ride. With a huge selection of high-quality vehicles, there's something here for every lifestyle and every budget. Looking for value? We've got one of the largest selections of pre-owned Ford trucks in the UP, all in excellent condition and low miles, along with a huge selection of new Broncos and trucks all ready to roll. Experience the Big Valley difference at Big Valley Ford in Ewan.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. The Michigan State Police Grants and Community Services Division has opened funding applications for university cold case programs such as at NMU. Colleges in Michigan with an existing cold case program or who will begin one in the fiscal year 2026 are able to apply for up to $200,000 that goes towards the course's operational expenses. MSP hopes this funding will bring more real-world opportunities for criminal justice departments across Michigan.
It's great to reevaluate the case, see if there was any new technologies that would be applicable for that specific case. February 18th is the deadline to apply, and we're looking forward to hopefully partnering and expanding on some of these cold case programs statewide.
Currently, NMU holds the only cold case program in the Upper Peninsula. The Nicomenon Cross Country Ski Marathon is this weekend. However, due to the dangerously cold temperatures, several events planned for Friday have been canceled. All of the junior knock and adaptive events scheduled for Friday afternoon at the All-Qual Recreation Area have been scrubbed. Registration and racer check-in for the main race on Saturday is still taking place Friday evening from 5 to 10 p.m. inside the Superior Dome in Marquette. The Delta County Chamber of Commerce is gearing up for an annual fundraiser. On February 7th, the Chamber will host its Dancing Through the Decades Midwinter Gala at the Island Resort and Casino. Guests will enjoy a buffet dinner, a music and dancing, and a new mega raffle, a reverse raffle where the last person standing will win up to $10,000. The Chamber says the gala is a great networking opportunity and a fun way to help Delta County's business community thrive.
Proceeds support the Chamber's mission of promoting and supporting our waterfront community while keeping our membership dues low. And then all the different programs that we hold throughout the year. Our Delta Force Leadership Program is a great community asset. Our work with bringing the cruise ships into town, different promotions to highlight our members.
For a link to purchase tickets to the Chamber's Midwinter Gala, you can visit WZMQ19.com. Mike Ludlam has your look at sports. When we come back, a local Olympian is gearing up for another shot at history. Nick Baumgartner is heading to his 5th Winter Games. And Michigan Tech men's basketball looks to continue their winning streak. We'll hear from their head coach about tonight's matchup against Wayne State. We'll be right back.
We chose you to represent 25 years of the greatest adventure on television. And all we want is everything.
This is the Survivor Coliseum.
Light your torch and be a part of history. Survivor 50 is coming. CBS Wednesday, February 25th, and streaming on Paramount+.
Hard Rock is a name built to last. Michigan knows something about that. The Hard Rock Bet Casino app, that's built on trust too. So what you see when you sign up is actually what you get.
Don't believe it? Try the app yourself. If you're not up after 24 hours playing slots, then you get up to $1,000 back to play again.
Wants to get 200 bonus spins to play Huff and More Puff. Wins paid in cash. No catch.
Hard Rock Bet Casino is here, Michigan. Roll with us.
Download the Hard Rock Bet Casino app today.
What's bothering Archie?
Politics.
What the Supreme Court says ain't got nothing to do with the law.
How to raise children.
Get out of here. Door tap. Goldfish. Come on now, I draw the line on goldfish.
See what's bothering Archie on All in the Family.
Sundays from 8 to 10 on WZMQ MeTV.
I'm Drew Carey from The Price is Right here on TV 19.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Andersen brand products are #1 in quality, and the Window Store is your local Andersen expert for installation and service of all Andersen windows and doors. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store. Andersen is the #1 trusted window and door brand. The Window Store is the Upper Peninsula's clear choice for windows and doors. Now that's a perfect fit. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store.
Everyone, 2022 gold medalist Nick Baumgartner of Iron River has been nominated to compete in his 5th Winter Olympics Games next month in Italy. According to an article on the US Ski and Snowboard.org website, Baumgartner is one of 4 United States snowboard cross athletes on the list. Baumgartner won his gold medal in 2022 in Beijing with Lindsey Jacobellis in the mixed team race. The now 44-year-old Baumgartner will try again to become the oldest snowboard medalist in history. He will be at Ski Brule Saturday from 5:30 until 9 o'clock Central Time for a fundraiser, $20. Congratulations to Baumgartner for the chance at his 5th Olympic Games. The 6th-ranked Michigan Tech men's basketball team has a 5-game winning streak going into their 4th game against Wayne State. The Warriors haven't played many home games in the league, but they're in 4th place with a 5-3 record. Michigan Tech and NMU are tied for 1st at 7-1. Huskies head coach Josh Bittner says Wayne State's Jordan Briggs will require the most attention defensively.
Wayne's big and athletic and physical, and have some guys that can cause a problem. Briggs, they had a crowded backcourt last year, and he's really thrived with a lot of those other guys hitting the portal. And Carlos Ball's a matchup problem as an inside-out player. We're going to have to rebound. We're going to have to be tough. We're going to have to be strong. We're going to have to execute.
Tip-off is set for 7:30 or a few minutes after the women's game. Meanwhile, the 13th ranked NMU men's basketball team looks for its 10th win in a row over Purdue Northwest at home tonight. The ranking by the National Association of Basketball Coaches is the highest for the Wildcats since they were 8th 32 years ago. Wildcats head coach Matt Makerzak says it's always interesting to see what strategy a first-year head coach might do against his team. Jordan Ashton is Purdue Northwest's bench boss.
You watch a lot of film, but once you see it in person, it's always a little bit different than what you see on film. They're definitely very well coached, and they're doing a lot of things at a really high clip. It'll be interesting to see live kind of what they do to us, because we're so unique. Everybody has their own little wrinkle of how they play us. So I'm curious what the Purdue game plan is going to be, because you don't necessarily know that going in.
And again, tip-off should be around 7:30 or a few minutes after the women's game. The NMU swimming and diving teams will host Lake Superior State Saturday for Senior Day. The Wildcats entertained Wisconsin Stevens Point last Saturday. This is the women's 200-yard freestyle. Carlotta Santi of the Wildcats was in lane 4, counting from the top. She is from Prato, Italy. Technically, this was an exhibition race for her, but she won in 1 minute 58.18 seconds. Teammate Ellie Kilgard was the real winner a couple seconds later. The men's 200 freestyle, the Wildcats once again were swimming in the even number lanes. Gabrielle Fulconi of the Wildcats was the winner, 1 minute 40.83 seconds. Teammate Daniel Kamara was the runner-up, about a second and a half later. Kalina Saglinski proved to be the best on the diving boards again. The 5-time Kuliak Diver of the Week took the 1 and 3 meter competitions. She ended up with 6.5s on this attempt. To the women's 100-yard backstroke, Sault Ste. Marie's Joanne Arbic was right in front of me in lane 8, so she gets the individual video. Arbic did not win the race, but she won the 100 free and contributed to a couple wins in relays. Nicole Malinova tapped the wall first in 1 minute 3.67 seconds. Teammate Julia Plevic was the runner-up. Northern won the women's meet 185 to 175. Basel Massat of France tapped the wall first in the men's 100-yard backstroke, followed by Caleb Bryce. NMU held off Stevens Point 133 to 128. Saturday's meet with LSSU begins at 1 o'clock. The 120 finalists for the Michigan High School Athletic Association's Scholar Athlete Awards has been announced. 10 are from the UP. Negaunee has both Class B finalists, Claire O'Donnell and Liliana Saunders. 4 in Class C, Maya Carlson of Manistee, Norway's Ashley Carlson, Rudyard's Lillian Kwiatkowski, plus Westwood's Gavin Camaro. The Western UP has the 4 in Class D, Audrey Stone of Bessemer, Emily Del Favero of Wakefield Marinesco, Brady Youngworth of North Dickinson, and Ontonoggin's Jack Nelson. They may have a chance to win a $2,000 scholarship. And we will be right back.
I want to know what's going on in the world.
I'm Tony.
You can't do that if you're just sitting in a chair reading about what other people have found.
What do you think of that? Why?
There are big questions that all of us are asking. I want to get you the answers.
How are you?
I'm Tony DeCopel. Join me on the CBS Evening News.
At Range Bank, local isn't just where we work, it's who we are. We lend locally, we live locally, and we care about what happens right here in our neighborhoods. With fast, local decisions and people who know your name, we're here to help you find your home right here where you belong. Range Bank. Local mortgages, lasting impact.
When you have a Medicare partner you trust, life gets lighter.
Health Spring?
You know it. Put a spring in your step. Health Spring.
It's the final days of big savings at the New Year's sale at Slumberland Furniture. Up to 50% off list. Get this Ashley 2-piece combo, Redmond sofa, plus your choice of rocker recliner, chair, or love seat for only $5.99. Get your choice of these best-selling Lazy Boy recliners for just $5.55. Get a Sealy mattress for just $2.99. Pay no interest for 36 months with approved credit. Final days at the New Year's sale, only at Slumberland Furniture.
What's bothering Archie?
Politics. What the Supreme Court says ain't got nothing to do with the law.
Door tap.
Goldfish. Come on now, I draw the line on goldfish.
All in the Family, Sundays from 8 to 10 on WZMQ Me TV.
A final look at your forecast here. We have that blizzard warning for Houghton and Keweenaw counties throughout 4 a.m. That is whiteout conditions, blowing snow around, and of course the cold that we have to deal with. That extreme cold warning will extend for the entire Upper Peninsula throughout Saturday morning. We are talking about wind chill values close to -50. That could have frostbite start to kick in within 5 minutes. So make sure to bundle up and check in later tonight for the latest on your forecast.
Kelly, thank you again. And that's it for right now, everyone. We'll catch you back here later tonight.
Lilly Broadcasting stands with the people of Iran.
Good to be with you. I'm Tony DeCopo. The breaking news right now.